he's not going to protect Bitcoin's censorship resistance.
The small amount of defense that I will give him is that if you want to read about altcoins, oh boy, you can read about all the altcoins you want on the Bitcoin Talk forum. So he didn't perform the censorship there that he does perform on our Bitcoin.
They gave them their own subsection on our Bitcoin, or I'm sorry, on BitcoinTalk.org. It's been a while since I visited, but I believe there's a subboard devoted.
Every single ICO launch goes there first. Every altcoin launch goes there first. So they're not performing that censorship across that whole domain. They are performing it across our Bitcoin. But you know what? If you're tired of seeing people get scammed and you're tired of people seeing lose millions of dollars in altcoins, they're too stupid to understand large arguments. If someone goes to our Bitcoin, they really should not be reading about alts. And, you know, I don't see a lot of Ethereum posts on your subreddit. So you do perform moderation there.
No, our mod logs are open. You can see anybody can post a post about Ethereum. And if people want to upvote it and talk about it, it'll stay there. And
feel free to go on over to I thought that like every other forum, you guys would try and restrict it to the title of the forum and the rules. Most forums do. If you guys haven't been attacked by shills for other currencies yet, maybe this is a bad conversation for us to have had, because they're going to go test that now. Every other cryptocurrency shill.
And people can upvote or downvote as they feel see fit.
All right. So I just want to warn you that at some point you become the evil you're trying to destroy. You own Bitcoin.com. You mod RBTC. You're on television all the time. You're hiring devs to do side deals. You're running your own conferences that have a subsection of people that has done weird things.
So I think if we can stop a little bit, I think you're straw manning me a little bit. So you can go over to the forum.bitcoin.com and you can see that there's posts over there from I forget what his screen name is over there, but he's saying all sorts of nasty, rotten things about me and claiming that I'm, Jihan's little puppet and this and that. And like his posts are allowed to stay. His posts are still there. I don't delete his posts. The moderators don't delete his posts.
I'm saying you're a risk. That's all I'm saying.
Sure, saying that anybody that's the owner of a big popular website is a risk. That I can't.
But a lot of them, right? I mean, you're in mining.
Bitcoin.com gets millions of unique visitors per week. I could go rogue like Thamos has already done and has been a bad actor for years now. And so I hear you complaining that I might do something bad in the future.
Just start a foundation like every other large entity did, and let someone else. Just start a foundation and let it be someone else's problem. That's what Wikimedia did with Wikipedia.
Yeah, I donated. I think it was like 8,000 Bitcoins total to the Bitcoin Foundation, and that didn't work out so well for me.
No, you get to choose the directors, man. Like you get to choose the first group of guys. Like I'm just saying, if you don't like centralization and you feel it's a risk to the ecosystem, and you don't like what Themios has done, and he might have turned out to be, a great guy way back when, and the power corrupted him. I'm just telling you to be on the lookout for it, because at some point your bubble's going to get smaller, and you're not going to listen to as many people, and then no one's going to tell you, hey, look what's going on. So
that's fair advice. So I have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
I hear quite a bit of hate for altcoins from you, or it seems like you're not a fan of any altcoin ever. Can you? So I'll give you my stance, and I'd like to hear why you think I'm wrong. So in life, it's good to have more options. So in the CryptoCoin ecosystem, people can choose between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum and Monero and Dash, and take your pick. There's 1,001 altcoins out there. Most people just choose one or two. And Shapeshift.io makes it easy to convert from one to another. But people have the option of choosing the one that's the most useful to them in their daily life. What's wrong with people having the ability to choose which coins they want to use in their daily lives?
So this is the Darwinist argument. Darwinism and survival of the fittest and trying new things and mutation. And, it works awesome when you've got an infinite energy pool and you don't mind all the experiments that went wrong. The problem with finance, economics, and human emotions are that those poor sons of bitches that chose wrong, because no one has enough time to learn about every alt, even me, and I sit around a lot. It means that a lot of people are going to be ground up into the meat grinder for the experiment of, hey, maybe this works a little bit better. And so the libertarian...
So what's the option?
It's very simple. The libertarian argument always is, this locally works very good for me. And so I want to take what locally works very good for me, an educated thinking individual thinker, and now I want to give that same power to the masses of less capable idiots of the world. And they don't realize that you can't take a local maxima and export it to people with different traits and expect the same outcomes. You probably benefit from having a wide selection of currencies to choose from, but you will find that not very many people are like you. And you have to choose between brutal Darwinism, where tons of people lose tons of money, but maybe better investors end up with it, and maybe the world is a little bit better off. This is the boom and bust cycle of artificially low interest rates. This is the boom and bust cycle of credit
I
from
don't
nowhere.
see those things being related.
Well, how many times do you want to see people lose money to Ethereum? They can't even do they can't even do a multi-sig wallet properly. The premier wallet in the space lost hundreds, at least $60 million from a poorly.
So what are you suggesting, though? Should we make altcoins illegal? How would we prevent people from being able to experiment with altcoins? There's either they can experiment as they want, or they're not allowed to, or prevented. What are you advocating should be done?
Just like every other developed industry, experts in the space that have a personal reputation to defend, like you, like me, like other people, speak their expert knowledge to influence the masses in directions that they feel benefit those masses and the ecosystem as a whole. It is up to us as thought leaders, people that have individual thoughts, experience, skin in the game, to help the idiots make the right decisions. Because in this bleeding, cutting edge system, a lot more people with these ICOs are going to lose a lot more money than anyone ever thought possible. These things are crazy, and it will not last. And when that pain comes crashing down, you know who else is going to get harmed? The good ecosystem of Bitcoin people that didn't do that pump and dump crap. We're going to pay the price in regulation. We're going to pay the price in bad press because we didn't do a good enough job helping those people not get robbed. And by the way, the people doing the robbing, they're not even going to end up that well out of it. Some of them will end up in jail. Some of them will end up with more money than they know what to do with. It'll be like winning the lottery for these guys. And if you've ever looked into lottery winners, it never works out well for them.
Squander the funds, sure.
So it's bad for the investors. It's bad for the people taking the money. And it's our job to help shut that shit down. I started coming out publicly when I saw Ethereum's market cap almost reach Bitcoin.
When you say shut that down by speaking out against it, or by asking
just by speaking
with guns, wearing costumes to show up?
Hold on, I lost my earpiece. 1 sec. The price we pay for beauty.
Wireless is convenient. Maybe you can't hear me yet, but
all right, I can hear you.
So, I was saying when you say it should be shut down.
Well, you're advertising for Bitcoin Cash now, and I'm advertising against it. And this is that I am doing what I believe.
I guess I didn't make the question clear enough. When you say shut it down, does that mean we should send men with guns and wearing costumes?
No, this is more. No, this is more of the, hey guys, you really shouldn't do that, and don't come crying to me when it goes wrong. And when it does go wrong, I'm going to say I told you so. That kind of shit.
I'm on board with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we can have a microcosm of that experience now with Bitcoin Cash if you want, because I hate it a lot, and I can go through all the reasons why I hate it. And then you can tell me if you agree with any of them.
Are there any altcoins that you don't hate? Are there any that are interesting to you?
Oh, sure. You know, Zcash is interesting. There's a fork of it that takes out the founder's reward, which is called Z Classic. That might be interesting. Implementing ZK Starks in Ethereum might be interesting, but the attack surface is too large. I'm pretty sure ZK Snarks are going to come in Bitcoin, and I'm glad to hear you support that. That's amazing. Fungibility is super important, as you said. I love onion routing and the Lightning Network. I love drive chains, side chains. You get all the experimenting, all of the changes, all of the craziness, but you tie all the liquidity back to Bitcoin, and there's less attack surface area. I love all that stuff. I think Monero has apparently some use cases, but you know, if it hasn't pumped by now, it probably never is going to pump. So I wouldn't be happy to dive right in. You know, I like the non-blockchain technology. Like I like Byteball a lot better than I like Internet of Things. I'm curious to see whether the distributed acrylic graph can replace these blocks, which do get full and only scale linearly. But
do you have any more tips for me as far as the coins that did airdrops that I can claim with Bitcoins? I took notes. Byteball, Lumens. What else do we have?
The Byteball drops once a month. You need to get in soon though, because they don't drop forever. Like they're running out of ones to drop, and then they just basically took a snapshot of the Bitcoin economy, and they said, whatever percentage you own of the Bitcoins of the world, we're going to give you the same percentage here, and we're going to do it every month. And then when they're running out distributing them, that's it. So you're going to probably get 1 or 2% free money off the Byteballs, And then the Lumens, I think you get like maybe 0.5% free money. I haven't really looked into it yet, but the deadline's in 2 days, so definitely do it. And there's a new crappy one that came out called like Bitcore, but